black lives are great. Someone never heard my radio say, black lives are precious, black lives are great. Someone never seen my TV say, but since I know you never heard it, I'ma say it. And since I know you never heard it, I'ma say it. Black lives are precious, black lives are great. And it doesn't mean I'm down talking any other race. Yeah, it's the Love1st podcast. Yeah. It's your boy Cater Don.
It's your boy Wraith.
And we're back. I want to say episode 14. Man, so many episodes. I think we're on 14. If not, there'll be a correction down there. If there's no correction, we're on 14.
We going in.
Man, we so excited. Glad to be back, man. We want to start by thanking God for this opportunity to still be here, deliver a message, inspiration, motivation in your name, and also bringing successes into our lives. And we just thank you as this prayer is being sent. Amen. Oh man, amazing good stuff, man. Shout out to let's start off by shouting out Body Bliss, man, one of our first sponsors for the podcast. They do watches. You guys can get 25% off watches at the Real Cater Don 25 Body Bliss. You guys will see the link in the description. Yo, you getting the watch too? It's going down. You on the podcast, baby. You're the first one with the watch. You getting the whole discount. Now everyone else, y'all got 25% for now. Or is it 15? I'm gonna let you know for sure. It just started. But shout out them. They're in the UK. So we want to thank all of our followers in the UK for putting them onto our music and our podcast for that opportunity. Shout out to America. Shout out to everybody, man. New York, Florida, Cali, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Shout out to all of y'all, man.
Shout out to Motherland, Africa. You know what I mean? Shout out the mixtape Butterfly Doors out. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, TikTok. It's going down.
Yo. They say it's fire,
It's
bro.
going down.
Nothing but heat. Nothing but heat.
Yeah. We're going to talk about that a little later.
Nice.
On a sadder note, man, did get some news, man, yesterday. I couldn't even believe it, man.
Chadwick Boseman.
Black Panther, man.
Yeah.
We lost the Black Panther, man. Chadwick Boseman at 43 passed away to cancer, man.
Yo, this is so tragic. Like, his career had already taken off. He had already played a lot of very good roles, such as like James Brown, Jackie Robinson. He had just like started getting like a lot of notoriety and stuff and things of that nature. And it's just kind of tragic, like you know. And obviously, you know, the Black Panther role was probably like his biggest, like the blockbuster hit for him. And it's just tragic how we're not gonna see no more of him.
I can't believe it, man.
Because his battle against cancer, he lost it. Colon cancer, says right here.
Read the article to them.
It says Chadwick Boseman, known for his role as King T'Challa in Marvel's Black Panther, has died after a 4-year battle with cancer, according to a post on his Twitter account. The post said the actor, who has also played black icons such as James Brown, which I mentioned, Thurgood Marshall, and Jackie Robinson, died at home with his wife and family. Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, and it progressed to stage 4. He was 43 years old.
43 years old, man. Cancer.
Young.
And the crazy part is I never heard anything about, you know, the cancer, him being sick, or any of these things related.
He had went on Instagram Live. I didn't see his Instagram Live, but a lot of people say he was looking a little bit very, very thin. Like, very thin. But everybody had assumed that it was for a role that he was getting that, you know, skinny, but it was actually because of the cancer, which ended up eating up his body, his immune system. You know?
I mean, it's such a sad story. I mean, for him to die so young, and he played such iconic roles. Like this guy is a true icon. You know, he brought a lot to the culture, and he was very. I know there's a better word than specific, but it's not coming to my head. But very specific in the roles that he chose. You know, and he really stood for something. And not all actors do that. A lot of them just do it for the check. You could tell he was more than that and really wanted to take our culture to the next level. And I think Black Panther was definitely the next level. For us to have like $1 billion movie with black faces in there in Africa. You know, obviously Disney's behind it and stuff like that. So
obviously with the help of Disney and Marvel, like they brought Wakanda to light, but he definitely like brought it to life the most.
For sure.
As far as like culture impact.
He is the Black Panther.
Yeah, like for sure. Like, so it's just tragic because we're not gonna see no more movies from him.
Yeah, man. Definitely sending prayers out to his wife and his family.
For sure.
Man, hope y'all, get through that. Man.
I know, like,
it's sad, yeah.
It's funny. It's crazy because, like, on Instagram, like, I was looking at the other, like, Avengers accounts, like Chris Evans, and they all posted pictures of him, like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
for real.
Like, they just in shock. And I was in shock, too. Like, when we got the news, I'm like, yo, stop playing. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Got to be somebody else.
For sure.
And when I looked it up for myself, I'm like, wow, like, this is...
Yeah, because someone told me, like, when he passed, and I was, like, half asleep. And, I was like, nah, not the main character. It's probably someone else. I mean, all lives matter equally, obviously, but I was just thinking, nah, it couldn't be him. Like, we would have heard something. You know what I'm saying? This is just out of nowhere with 2020 being as crazy as it is. And then really finding out, man, it was him.
2020 gotta go.
I couldn't believe it. And not even just for the sake of movies, but I was looking forward, like Black Panther 2, just for what it could do for us and the culture, right? Because it just brought us to a new level of excellence that we can see. We always had that inside us, but to see that on such a big stage and pride, So, just a lot. And like we said, man, prayers are being sent, man. Moment of silence for him, man.
Bro, like, it's just tragic.
Definitely tragic.
I remember seeing him in, like, the first time seeing him in Civil War. Captain America. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like, he finally brung him in. Finally brung in Black Panther. Like, and seeing him in Civil War, it was like, it's like one of the best highlights of the movie, besides Spider-Man.
That's your character.
But seeing Black Panther, like, it was like, yo, like,
that was my favorite Marvel superhero.
Right.
Yeah, man. So in other news, something that we also did want to talk about. Election season is coming up. Vote, always encouraging to vote, but there is this system, right, that we have in the United States. And the reason why I put parentheses is because we've been more like the states than United States, right? So obviously when it comes to election, there are two major parties in the elections: Republicans, Democrats. A lot of these people, especially in Congress, have been in these seats for years and years and years. A whole comfortability level that I feel like they can't even lose their seats. So even the decisions that they're making are not really urgency for the people, but urgent for them. So I just want to express to these people, and I want you guys to understand behind the scenes, right? Because a lot of these people that are fighting are not the people in Congress. These Republicans and Democrats, do you guys think that they're fighting? They're not really fighting each other, So the people that are actually fighting are their constituents. And they're going super hard. Oh, the Republican this, da-da-da. It's almost like Republicans and Democrats are looking at the other side like they're not Americans. So, in the beginning, what I want to say to the people is remember that we're people first. Stay together as people. Because at the end of the day, Congress is passing laws that benefit them first. They need each other to pass the laws. They go to each side and they make sure, yo, you happy with this? You happy with that? And then it's like, okay, let's kind of make sure our people is happy. So let's throw this in. But you got to trust that they're making sure each other are good. They live in the same communities. They go to the same parties. They are chilling with each other. Just like your favorite basketball teams or football teams, all this big rivalry they got going on, they chilling in the clubs hanging out. And we looking stupid out here, so I just want to point that out, like, straight up.
What do they call it? Like the left versus the right, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, it's just ridiculous, like, like at the end of the day, it's like, we have to learn, like, as a nation, to come to a common ground.
Exactly.
Regardless of how you feel about the Democrats or the Republicans, because a lot of people that are on the Republicans, they feel like the Republicans could do no wrong. And they feel like they won't get hoodwinked by them. But they're just as capable as the Democrats. Just because you see it probably a lot more from the Democrats, don't mean that the Republicans aren't capable of doing something messed up to the people.
I think I see it evenly on both sides. For sure. I think they both holding that gauntlet evenly of.
But I'm talking about, like, some people have this perspective. When you're on one side, you just have this perspective, like, these people are like gods in your eyes and they can't do no wrong.
And that is the that's the biggest issue I have with this bandwagon, right? If you pick a side in a team, it's almost like you feel like you have to agree with every single thing because you're on that side. No. Be a person first. Be an American. Like, my thing is, you can actually make your side better if you hold them accountable when mistakes happen. But a lot of excuses I hear for people mistakes is like, well, the other side did worse. The other side did. What?
No.
No, how about we just fix this? Because we're just going in, well, the other side did that,
Yeah.
so why you have to come in at this person? The other side did that. No, let's fix it now because we're obviously falling into a place where we're more separated than we ever been. So I don't care if it's Democrat or Republican. Our next leader has to bring unity. That's number one.
The
not
whole
Democrat or
term,
Republican.
our next leader, as far as like, has to like abolish the terms of like left and right.
Which is not easy, but since I know left and right is going to be there, what I ask is stop being left or right.
Yeah.
Be in the middle
Yeah.
and go with which side is making sense by their actions and their character, and stop just leaning on one side. Because that's why they're not doing anything for us, really, because they're comfortable. They know we have this many Republican votes no matter what. They know we have this many Democrat votes no matter what. Then they fight for these little middle center states.
Like in the beginning of our podcast episode, when we was talking about a lot of politics and things of that nature, I've always stressed like we have to come to a common ground. Mm-hmm. It's all about coming to a common ground. It's not about who's right or who's wrong, or even though I have more facts that suffice this statement right here, you have to bow down to me because my facts suffice this statement. Mm-hmm. As far as like, you know, even with the black on black crime, like even if you mention that stuff, like, yeah, you can mention those statistics to shut black people up, but at the same time, that's not really gonna fix the problem. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with politics. You know what I'm saying? It's not just about bringing facts to the table.
Yeah.
It's also about coming to a common ground.
Yes.
To benefit the people.
Yeah, you have
facts
to
are important, but you know, you have to come to a common ground.
And just keep this in mind, because maybe if your common ground is God, or maybe it's the country.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, the United States is one of the most powerful countries in the world. And the way to destroy it is in the name. Take the United out of the states. If the country destroys itself, and that's basically what's happened with division, right? Conquer and divide. That's been since day one, you know, enemies' plans if you want to take over. Conquer and divide. So I really hope y'all take it to heart. You know what I'm saying?
And also, I just want people to like do more knowledge on their own and not just look at everything on social media and just follow that.
Please, research, yes.
Research.
Because anybody could post anything. Anybody could make a website.
Anybody could, any famous person could post something and push a whole narrative and have everybody believing that.
Facts.
Instead of you going and doing your
a good way to believe it is just have like 1,000 likes. It must be true. Because they liked it.
Instead of doing your own research. And that's the problem right there. It's too many sheep.
Yes.
And not enough people leading flocks.
100%.
So that has to stop.
Open your eyes, wake up.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about a recent police interaction I had about yesterday.
Yeah.
And I want to approach this from a very unbiased standpoint, right? But I just want to show how certain things could just be implanted in your mind without even realizing it. So I was on the highway, right? I had my fiance and one of my good friends in the back seat, right? So I'm driving. I come out of so they have a gas station on the highway, so you merge from the gas station onto the highway. But mind you, it was a traffic jam, New York traffic, so it's going slow. So I merge into the lane, don't do anything wrong. I see sirens going off behind me, right? So I was like, oh, this guy's on a mission. Let me get out of his way. So I pull over. Yeah, he's still behind me. I was like, he can't be coming for me. Oh,
Nigga said,
I was like, oh, I think he's stopping us. So I pull over, side of the highway. Yeah. So he comes, and he's asking for identification and stuff, so I already know. I wasn't actually sure what my wallet was. I thought I had it in the trunk because we were just like moving things around. And I put everything in a bag. I was just throwing things around. So I was like, it might be in the trunk. Go to the trunk with him. The trunk was empty. It's like, oh, I seen your wallet in the door. Right? So I was like, oh, you could have told me that before I got out the car. But I was like, all right, cool. So I go, you know, very, especially with the tensions going on with the cops, I do not want no accidental shootings, no nothing. And I'm not saying that that's the intention, but I want to play it super on the safe side. Make sure my hands were good, visible before I do any movements. He was pretty cool. He was like, you don't have to be so tense, you know. So I will put that out there. Pretty cool in that aspect. Now, I show him the ID. He brings me out the car, you know, to run in. He asked me questions like where we coming from, this and that. You know, so I told him where we're coming from, da-da-da. So then he's like, okay, he wants to ask other people in the car, but he just needs to separate me so he can do the investigation. So in my head, I'm like, well, why did we get stopped in the first place? Because that wasn't even explained. So what happened? So he was just kind of laughing. He was like, oh, no, I'm going to explain to you. It's just da-da-da-da-da. And then finally he explains. He was like, no, I just seen you in the lane, and it looked like you were swerving a little bit. I didn't know if you was on your phone or something. He's like, it's a lot of traffic, so it's nothing crazy, but, I just figured I'd check it out. I'm like, okay. So let him run the license or whatever. Things okay. So then 2 more cop cars pull up. So in my head, I know I didn't do anything wrong, but I'm already uncomfortable because I feel like now y'all bringing in a squad over like a simple stop. Like, so this already makes me feel like I don't even know what your intentions are because there's so many. But I'm just making sure I'm peaceful. My hands where they can see. There's nothing crazy going on. So then they're like, okay, we're going to talk to them. We just need you to wait in our car, so we could talk to them. Mm-hmm. So I was like, Robert, you don't want to be in your car. I'm thinking it's the front seat. So they opened up the back door. I was like, what? So like, no, we're not gonna put cuffs on you, but just just wait aside here. We'll even crank the air conditioner up. I was like, oh nah. I was like, I was very peaceful, so my head was like, nah, But I was very like, honestly, I'm not comfortable with that, especially because I'm not being arrested, right? They're like, no, we're just finding out information, we're not putting no cuffs on. So I'm like, and then they didn't give my license back yet, so I don't know. Some secret plot to arrest me without knowing. I don't know what's happening. But I'm like, honestly, I'm claustrophobic when it comes to things like that. I don't feel comfortable. I'm not being arrested, and you guys are putting me into a car that I can't even get out of because
you know what's about to happen.
Yeah, and criminals sit back there. So if you're not a criminal, I don't think you should ever be in the back of a police car.
Yeah.
Because I also believe in fruition, right? So as a person that has high goals, that wants to achieve this type of financial success, I put myself in nice places, nice countries, mansions and stuff like that, just to have that experience, feel it, so I can bring that to my life. So I do not want to fill the back of a cop car and bring that into fruition.
Absolutely.
I'm like, I don't feel comfortable with it. So he's like, all right, you know what we can do? We'll keep the door open. How does that feel? I'm like, all right, I'll try it, whatever. Just so we can get out of here. So I sit there. He's standing in front of the door, and he doesn't have the gun pointed at me, but he just has his hand on his waist with the gun.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, sir, honestly, I feel claustrophobic right now because I feel like you're blocking me into the car. It just didn't feel right. And I felt crazy uncomfortable. Like, they just want to shove me into the car, and they're tricking me. Like, my mind is going places. Like, they're trying to arrest me and not tell me, even though I feel like I should be arrested. So I'm just feeling very weird, but I'm letting them know I'm uncomfortable. I'm just articulating myself. This is very uncomfortable.
Yeah, at that point, you don't feel like they're trying to protect you and serve you.
No. So then they finally brought me to the back of the car. Then they tried to have conversations where the other guy was investigating my friends. So they tried to talk to me just to calm me down, because I told them I'm not comfortable. And I explained, I was like, well, I want to know your perception of this. I'm talking as partners because we do talk about this on social media. And since I don't know all of the laws like that, and we're definitely going to bring some legal people on because we do want to share at least the basics to make sure we know the basics, you guys know the basics. But since I don't know all the laws like that, what I did know was certain key words. I know the tensions that's going on in the streets. So I just kind of put out, well, we talk about this on social media. I do have a following. I want to understand your side. So I want to let them know my finger is on the pulse of what's happening right now. And I have a say. I have people that care, that knows if something were to happen. So that's what I would just say. Just put that out there so people know. Yeah. That you have a word, you have a mouth, and you know how to use it. Yeah. So at least that can protect you somewhat. Because as soon as I said social, they didn't care about nothing I said. So I said social media. Like, oh, what? Oh, where's your phone? Da-da-da. Just ask all types of questions. Yeah. But long story short, after that, they found out my friends didn't do nothing wrong. We didn't go. We didn't even get a ticket. They let us go. Very peaceful. Now, I do feel like they were respectful. But in the same aspect, I feel like the programming is so deep and real. Yeah. Police is supposed to be here to protect and serve. Yeah. So I understand you have to do certain things for our safety, but at all times we need to feel like we're being protected and served. I need to feel like the police is working for me because that's what y'all are. Yeah. Y'all work for us, right? Yeah. Tax dollars pay that. I feel like that's not the image or impression that's being put out there, and that needs to change. Yeah. I feel like there's an image of power. I have this power. And I feel like a lot of police play into it because it gives them a safety net of what they feel like is protection. Yeah. But the thing is, even with that, you see the hardcore criminals that are gonna want to fight the cops to do what they gotta do. That's happening.
You have to look at it you have to look at it from both sides. Mm-hmm. You have to understand that there's good cops out there, but you also definitely. Even if you're a person that believes that the majority is good cops out there, you also have to know that there are some bad cops out there who abuse their power. Yeah. And sometimes they take what they're going through in their daily life to their workplace. There are some cops like that. So yeah, I do believe that there's a
and
bunch of good cops out there.
See, but like that's the first thing.
Yeah.
But the subliminal thing is with the good cops.
Yeah.
The culture, I believe, is so messed up that even good cops are doing things in the culture, like I said, to fruition, right?
Yeah.
If you want to be successful, you need to put yourself in successful places. If you did not commit a crime, there's no reason ever you should be in the back of a cop car.
Yeah.
Never.
For sure.
And I believe those are good cops that stopped us. They were very respectful. But the culture, I can just tell, it's so deep programmed. They don't feel like anything is wrong with
like,
that.
Last year, I got stopped by the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And I was in an Uber on my way home from work at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And like 3 cops ran up on the car with big assault rifles. And, you know, they've been getting reports that Uber drivers been getting robbed. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I did have my do-rag on that day. Mm-hmm. So they probably saw me as a suspect. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I complied with them and nothing happened. Mm-hmm. But, you know, yeah, like, it's definitely out there.
It's out there.
Definitely out there.
And the biggest thing is, like you said, comply, be peaceful, be respectful, articulate yourself as much as you can.
Also understand.
Mm-hmm.
Also understand that there are bad cops out there.
Yes. Facts. That's fact. Yeah, if y'all not seeing that, that's a problem, right?
Understand that.
Yeah, because the people that work for you to protect and serve that you're paying should not be killing you.
Just because you have not been in a bad situation with a cop, just because you haven't been in a bad situation with a cop, that does not mean that it's not liable to happen to you. Mm-hmm. It can happen to anyone.
It can.
You know?
It can.
So you just make sure that when the cops stop you,
and just please
comply.
I just like treat everyone equally. And like I want to say, I feel like these are good cops. I don't want to say they're racist, but I will say a lot was done for nothing, to not even get a ticket, to even be there for like, felt like 30 minutes. I don't know. Maybe it was 15,
it's
20.
unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, especially because I've had, and I don't want to make this a race thing, but I just want to say things can be so subliminal, because I've had Caucasian friends, I've gotten stopped with them, they'll literally be cursing the cop out, and they didn't have to wait in no car, they didn't have to do this and that, and they're looking at me like, Kwame, you don't know your rights. You can say this. They can't do it. I'm like, yo, I'm going to articulate and be very cordial and leave with my life. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going through that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? So things can be subliminal. So I say, be on the look out for that.
Absolutely.
But
for sure.
On a super positive note, Butterfly Doors, the mixtape, is out on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music, Pandora, TikTok, and a million other places. I might come with a list, but it will be here forever.
Yo, Butterfly Doors. Actually, you know, I got a couple of questions for you.
Yo, what is good? I've been waiting.
I'm not an interviewer, alright? Alright, bro?
It's just a conversation, man. We're just chopping it up.
I have a couple questions for you, because your story, I feel like, like, you come up with the rap, I feel like it's an amazing story. Yeah, so first, let's just start off with your influences, right? Mm-hmm. And how long you been doing. How long have you been rapping? Like, professionally. Wow. So, okay. Like, taking it serious.
So, taking it seriously. No, that's real. That's real.
Start off like that.
So, I would say the influence definitely start with Eminem, 50 Cent, and Nelly. Mm-hmm. And those are very different artists. Yeah. But coming out, I would say 2003 was when I really started listening to music on my own. Mm-hmm. Not what my cousins listen to, my parents listen to, this and that. But me choosing to and buy music, you know? And then we had CDs, so we bought CDs. Mm-hmm. But
when CDs was popping.
Facts, CDs was popping and scratching up. So they definitely influenced me in different ways. Like Eminem from a lyrical standpoint, and even how he plays with the tones in his voice. I'm just dropping keys out here. Yeah. Nelly
you dropping keys to help me,
right? For artists, right? He be getting all the secrets. He knows to ask. So Nelly, I really like for the melodies, and he did it in such an urban rap way. Like if someone else did it, he would probably just be considered a country artist. But he did it in such a rapish way, but it's melodies at the end of the day, and I love that. And then the last one was 50. Just his cadence and approach to things, just off the wall. Get Richard out, child. You know about that.
They're all great. So if you study the greats,
for sure,
for long, you definitely gonna probably turn into one. For sure, you're gonna turn into one if you keep studying.
I'm telling you.
So like, That's amazing.
Definitely. And then as far as music, seriously, right? Mm-hmm. And that's why I love when you ask that question, because there comes a point where you start doing music, but then you have to make that decision whether you're going to be professional. It's usually like quit or go professional, right? And my moment of quit or go professional was probably around, what was it, like 2011, I think? I want to say like around 2011. I was doing music for fun, and I was doing very well, especially the battle, and I got an opportunity, 106 in Park, right? It was a freestyle battle. Now, doing things on that scale, I would say, musically, freestyle, ready to do that, right? But just everything that comes with it, like behind the scenes and being prepared for that moment, right? Because you could just look at it as like, I'm going to be on the show, I get to chill, and then they pull me out when it's time and I go. But it's a whole lot more complex.
You being on that show, what did it teach you?
So what it taught me was preparation, right? Preparation for opportunity, and also understanding the business, right? Like 106 in Park wasn't a live show, so I started learning what's live, what's real, what's fake. Like, I don't want to put too much out, like, you know, people vote on the countdown, but we shot 2 shows in one day, and they said, thanks to your votes, this is on the countdown. But you start learning that. So having that experience, and not necessarily winning, because that could be looked as an opportunity. That's the time to make it. You're on BET. So not really being able to take... I feel like I took full advantage of the opportunity because I learned, and it made me way better, and it put me in a position to own my stuff. Rather than, I want to get signed, I want to be that. No, now I want to, like, own my stuff, control, and have a say over my stuff. Everyone else can have their stuff. I want to just stay on my stuff.
I kind of want you to elaborate on that a little bit more, because you did come out with an album. Before this mixtape.
Yeah.
Therapy. And that came out in 2014.
Yes, 2014.
Right? Which is a very good album, which is still
the
like,
Therapy, yes. That's also on streaming platforms.
That's timeless music right there, bro.
Yo, that's a blessing. Thank you.
Album is fire. Album is still fire.
Yo, for real.
But then you've experienced a little bit of trial and error on your journey. So what did you go through at those times when that album came out that kind of prepared you for, like, as far as like the business side of the music? Definitely. As far as like what's great going on right now.
That's
like
a great question.
How to handle things right now.
Definitely. Oh, so number one, marketing.
Right.
I learned marketing. So I was blessed enough to ride and came from Florida. I had a single deal for Ratchet and Bougie. Make sure you look that up on YouTube. Then and I was working with independent record label. Just business wise, we just had on amicable terms. You know, we just had that separation there. But when I did my album, I had a nice little budget for the album, so I started working with like some great producers in the industry, and I co-produced with them. And, you know, shout out to Jay Glaze. You know, he did some stuff with Young Money, a bunch of other stuff. Shout out to Surf School, Harry Fraud's team, Rusty Mack, Fred.
Shout out Rusty Mack. Man.
Yeah, we got some crazy records. Yeah, that would be. So I made sure the budget was right so we could work with the respected industry professionals. Yeah. And I'm also learning this process. So as far as the studio, creating the music, I trusted myself in making music. But now I want to make sure the sounds, not only because I know production, but also I want these names attached, right? So these names that these people do stuff in the industry, they did these beats, right? Did that. By the time it was time to drop the album, and I was controlling the budget, right? Because remember, I did it without the label. I was able to obtain the investments and stuff like that. So I'm just doing it myself without knowing. Right. And then the album dropped, and I realized, oh, wow, the budget's over and there's no marketing. So I was like, oh, wow, so nice music doesn't automatically just go viral.
But this is the crazy thing. Yeah. And this is why I asked you that question.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have to experience trial and error.
For sure.
In order to do it the right time, the next time you do it.
Oh, marketing. Now we do marketing for other people. We get clients. Like, it's crazy. But definitely marketing for ourselves, because we have high quality content. People are marketing trash and making money. Right. So if you can market high quality content, you're winning. That's just win. And it's not just about money, but it's winning because the high quality content, you can't pay for that. Marketing is what you pay for, and you do this and that. Through the grace of God, even with Therapy though, World Star Hip Hop picked up the video, Hot New Hip Hop picked up the songs, Websites in California, all of that, and got shown. And that was God, because
I was fire.
Thank you. And that was just the grace of God, because I didn't know nothing about marketing. I was like, yo, this album's so fire. We're doing $1 million the first week. but people have to hear it. It has to be put in front of their face, and then you're competing with people that are spending marketing dollars. If you have high quality content, you will definitely never have to spend as much money marketing, but you need to have a marketing budget. Be ready for marketing, you know? So the biggest thing I took from that, because I'm comfortable with music and I'm still learning this music, I'm a student, you know? But marketing, number one, marketing. Have a budget. Do not drop your project till you have a budget for marketing. I'm gonna tell you right now, market.
So now having the mindset that you have now, fast forward to Butterfly Doors, right? What is your mindset as you're making these tracks and deciding which ones I want to put on this mixtape? What is your mindset?
So the mindset, all right, so I probably have like 500 songs on my computer, right? And I love making music, like even just for myself, like I make music, and I've been blessed with you know, even our older cousin taught us music and other people. So just having those blessings and knowing music, I just love creating, right? So it did take people like you and you know, my support team, my support system be like, okay, I'm going to choke you if you don't drop these songs. They're fire. So part of it, like some of the songs I probably did like a year or two ago, and then we put it together. And then when I put in my mind, you know what, it's time to drop a project and really remind people we can do. Because after I drop a song, I was like, oh, everybody's going to come back because I'm back now after a few years. And I just took off just to focus on the marketing business side. So that's what I was doing. I went to other places just to get marketing information. So when I came back to this, right? Then I lost my train of thought. Wait, what was I saying?
You talking about the marketing and the business, and then when you came back to the music side of things for Butterfly Doors.
Yes. Okay. So we came back to Butterfly Doors, and it, you know, and it took you guys saying, hey,
as far as like your mindset.
Yeah. So my mindset coming with it was also, now that I know I'm dropping a project, I was like, oh no. So here's where I was at, right? Yeah. So I was like, dropping a song, everyone's gonna come back. Kid Don's back, you know? I was feeling myself again. So realize when you leave your fans for like a year or two, you start losing them. So that was just more motivation to me because as starting an entertainment company, and it's the next level from record labels, because I believe things are going another direction, right? So what I want to do is build other artists, you know what I'm saying? Even like artists like you that are coming out, you know, building other artists. So I have the mentality, we can start from scratch and get right to the top. Nothing. So now I get to prove it, you know? Yeah. So I was like, we can reset, and I still have a following. It's not like I lost all of them, but it's not what I expected. So dropping the music, being consistent, coming and showing, look, I'm not leaving. I know I didn't communicate about leaving last time. Going in. So when it came time for the mixtape and you guys told me, oh, these are fire songs, make sure you drop this. Like, you were literally like, hey, I'm going to fight you if you don't drop it. This is hot.
I was like, yo, I'm going to steal your laptop.
So I'm going to drop it if you don't.
And I'm going to leak all your songs.
For real. That's super real.
Probably would have been bad. All right, so I didn't do it.
No, I appreciate it.
But I stayed on and, you know, just drop some songs. You know?
And I needed that. And it's also, when it came time to drop the music, I wanted to show people and remind them that, yo, like, what? Like, we have no problem reminding you. Like, this is what we do. And I feel like...
And I feel like that's the basis of the theme of the mixtape.
Yes. Because even Butterfly Doors, it's the song that we did together, right? Yeah. Butterfly Doors, and that's how it spawned off. So make sure to check out the self-titled song. With Butterfly Doors, it's basically our Paris Martin music, right? Like Rick Ross and Drake. Nice. And it just basically describes Butterfly Doors, they rise up. And it just talks about our rise. Yeah. We already see it, we already spoke it, we know it. There is no surprises. You know? We know it. The journey always comes with surprises, but we know the end goal. It was put in our spirit for a reason. We're blessed and we have this gift. Like, even with music, and what also made me want to drop the project is because if I'm not doing music, it gets depressing. And even, like, how I know this is a gift from God, every time music drops, miracles happen. Every time a song is dropped, or a mixtape or project, miracles happen. And it just shows, wow, you should really be doing music because miracles happen. Like, a song I haven't released to this day, about 3 years ago, paid my rent. You know New York City rent. It's crazy. I ain't even released the song. And through the grace of God, someone hearing that and believing it, it's like, I'm covering that.
Damn.
Not even released. So it's truly a gift from God. And that's
I'm gonna manifest this.
Facts. You know? So that was definitely my mentality. And just making sure we're putting out, because it's not an album.
Right.
And it is original beats. And the biggest difference, right, is just with the album, one, I co-produce everything. The only song I didn't co-produce on my first album, Therapy, was Maybe Pray For Me. It just kind of got sent to me perfectly. You know what I'm saying? But every single other track, I co-produce all it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So with Butterfly Doors, it's kind of doing a situation. I still rearranged beats and did things to it, but I wouldn't as far as like when I'm in album mode, I'm picking the drum, the snare, the melodies I know. I'm giving these are the chords I want. This is how I want the bass. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is the whole structure.
This is what you're envisioning.
Exactly.
Come to life.
Absolutely. You know, whether the mixtape is kind of I might take beats from producers I work with and then put my little touches on it and change it up just to the exact vibe. Absolutely. So I would just say as far as the time spent is the only difference between the album and the mixtape. But as far as the product and what's there, I definitely feel comfortable with that representing what we came to do. Facts. And just keep in mind, this is just the start. I always hashtag the flood is coming. Because this is just the first 9 songs just to show we back. Sorry for being gone, but I'm going to show you consistency.
Now, will we see a deluxe?
Or deluxe.
Because it's not really an album.
Yo, because it's not an album, we're not going to get a deluxe. But because the flood is coming, and you part of the flood, and because the flood is coming, right? We're going to, I'm probably every other month or something, a new single. But you're definitely going to get a lot of standalone singles by itself until an album comes out. And then I don't want to talk about secret projects right now. No. Until we get it done. Yeah. But there's some projects coming out, but just not talking about projects, right?
No deluxe.
Yeah, so no deluxe, but you guys are going to get more singles before the year's over. Right. But this is to kind of... This year, what I wanted to do after being gone was give you guys a new song every month. Yeah. So this year, God willing, of course, you guys are going to, no matter what, leave with 12 songs. Yeah. So every month... And that's why I dropped this quick 9, so it's
y'all better start getting excited.
It's going down.
It's going down.
Flood is coming.
Now.
Everyone get excited. And to the haters, we're back.
We all, that's kind of our thing too. We always addressing the haters in every song.
Because, they felt safe. And yo, he took off, we got it.
Nigga said, nah.
Give me a chance. He didn't do nothing with it.
Now, what's your favorite song on the mixtape?
Ooh, okay. That changes for me on a weekly basis. Okay. Right now, currently...
I'll tell you my favorite song.
Dang. Alright, so I got... Man, it changes so much for me.
And it's probably not
So last week it was different. This week, and you might surprise me, I don't know your favorite. So right now, currently, and it changes because last week it was different. Yeah. This week, it's Father Figure, the intro, and Extra.
I do like Father Figure. Mm-hmm. But I do like ABCs.
Which one?
ABCs.
ABCs. Okay, so that's your favorite one.
Yeah,
I did not expect you to say that. Okay, I thought we was gonna go back and forth. I thought he was gonna say something else.
Nah, you thought I was gonna say one of the songs I was thinking. Nah.
He's gonna be like Butterfly.
You wanna know why?
Why you like
because
ABCs?
You've been had that song. You've been had that song in the chamber before me and you made the songs that we made. Facts. Even though the songs that we made, they go off.
Yes, yeah.
You've been had ABCs in the chamber, and I've been told you
I never
the
did
hook
that
is catchy,
the
verses, the versatility. You just got the whole pack. You got the whole package of what you like to showcase in your songs with that song with a fire hook. Yeah, and I've been told you.
Anybody that likes ABCs, I need to thank him because he made me drop it. I actually forgot about it. Yeah. We
and then played it in the car because he playing 50 songs in the car. And then I heard that one. I was like, yo, that one is good.
I listened to him. Yo, Apple Music, it came out one day and already got that popular star next to it, so that's a blessing. Superflow is man, I really love all these songs because Superflow is probably going to be the next one we shoot a video for, right? Yeah, we definitely got to get a video for Butterfly Doors.
Oh, definitely.
Man, I'm just Superflow. Fun fact: Superflow. Yeah. Superflow. It got picked up for 24 playlists after being out for 1 day. 24 playlists. So. Thank you, God.
Do you want to talk about who else is on this song?
Yeah, we can. Well, all right. All right, so Superflow. All right, so we got 2 versions. It's a little complicated. So we got 2 versions of Superflow, right? We have Superflow with me and him.
I'm gonna tell you my reaction when I first heard the song.
Dang. All right, so should I just put it out there? Just put it all out there. Okay. Should I put it all out there?
Yeah.
With the. All right,
put it out there quick.
Okay, all right. So we have Kid, right?
Yeah.
On the song for Superflow, right?
Yeah.
You guys know him from like Mrs. Officer with Lil Wayne, being with G Unit, 50 Cent. Dope, right? So we got a verse from him. So we would put him on the remix, right? And you know I don't curse in my music. We're just gonna keep it real. So I don't curse in my music. So I be editing people's verses, the curses out, and they all know. I edit everybody's curses out. I'll say what you want.
Know what's
say what
crazy?
you want.
That kind of got me better, but we'll talk about that another day.
Creative, you know.
Yeah.
So we're dropping the version with me and him, and then we're releasing the Superflow with Kid by itself, you know, for the video.
Yeah.
So somehow the Kid one got out early. Yeah. So that's out technically.
Fire.
It is fire.
It wasn't supposed to come
It wasn't supposed to be out. We have special cover art, this whole thing.
Yo, man, let me tell you. Yeah. I was playing the song in the car. I'm thinking it's gonna end after my verse. All I hear is, I got a stupid face. Yo. What is going on? This is not the rollout.
Yo, that wasn't the rollout. My support team hit me up. I got a text like, oh, you know the Kid song is out now? I was like, I guess that's what God wanted. But it's in 24 playlists right now, so we're just it's out there. We'll keep it going.
The song is hard.
But just know,
shout out to Kid.
Yeah, shout out to Kid, man. Yeah. Thank you for that verse. He showed so much love. I'm telling you. Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Show mad love on that. And you know, to have the opportunity to work with an artist that's been in the game that long, you know, super dope.
Amazing.
But we will have an official roll up for Superflow. God willing, we get this video done. It's gonna be crazy. So when y'all see the Nobody Asked to Know video, that's to be continued. We're gonna pick that up right with Superflow, then keep it going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all my questions.
Yo, I mean, definitely, man. I'm excited about, you know, Butterfly Doors. Make sure you guys are also downloading it, right?
I'm dropping soon too.
He's dropping soon. You already know. I was getting to that. Yeah, I just gotta hit him with the. Make sure you got download. Like, why download when you? No. Why stream when you can download for free? Okay, download for free, and it helps support us a little more. So make sure your friends download it. Let us know your favorite songs, and just know when I say the flood is coming, it's not just me. It's the whole Love1st squad. Like this man right here is an animal. Y'all getting the taste on Butterfly Doors and Superflow. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. So this is family is animal, man. Family's animal, man. I'm excited about his project. I heard one of his singles.
He the one that brought the animal out,
man. But he executed, man, because I try to help a lot of people.
Yeah.
And you know the executing, that's on you and God right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So make sure y'all on the lookout. Follow him at The Real Wraith, 2 H's. Godly Wraith on YouTube.
Yep.
Make sure y'all subscribe. Catered Down on YouTube. Follow that Love1st page. Love1st Entertainment. Love1st TV. We're starting our own network, so get with it.
It been started.
Yeah.
It's just going up.
It's going down. Why hate when you can Love1st? Love1st podcast.
Cause I always didn't have it. Now every beat I'm touching, niggas tragic. Yeah, I'm cut from a different fabric. Now my life going up, butterfly doors. Butterfly doors. Now my life going up, butterfly doors. Butterfly doors. I had to grind, just give me some time. I had a metamorphosis. Butterfly doors in a couple of offices. I hold the torch in it. They scared to rap or the dawn now. They feel be taking the audience. Ain't no saving face, you can stay in your place. Only one's keeping up is a part of the family. Shout out my cousin, my brother, that's Wraith.